games to get in the Premier League. And ultimately, you want to have a legacy.
It was only weeks and weeks later when we got the CCTV and we actually had a look what actually happened, that the seriousness was evident.
He came to me and he said, "Coach," he said, "I'm so sorry to have upset you."
What I say is I cannot say we are best friend.
Me and Troy are something different, you know.
I felt like we played together for all 10 years, which he was in Watford.
I don't normally get emotional.
Watford FC! Watford FC! Watford FC! Watford FC! Watford FC! Watford FC!
Watford striker Troy Deeney has been jailed for 10 months for attacking a group of students in Birmingham. The 23-year-old was recorded by CCTV cameras kicking one of the victims in the head. Deeney admitted affray and was sentenced along with 3 other men at Birmingham Crown Court. Watford say they will issue a full statement in the next few days.
He knew he was going to court. He just had a call off his solicitor. We'd both been on the conference call to tell Troy that he was going to get a prison sentence. We were at court 2 or 3 days later, and the solicitor was quite adamant that he was going down for at least 12 months, maybe longer. At the same time as that, Troy's father had just died of cancer, quite tragically, and it was a really low ebb for Troy. And I do remember we came out of the box and we went for a little walk together, and Troy said, "Look, I'm going to take this on the chin. You know, his wife at the time, Stacey, he'd said to Stacey he doesn't want her there for the hearing. He didn't want anybody there at all. He'd take it on the chin, he'd go down, he'd serve his time, and he'd make sure he came back a completely different character."
How did you deal with the situation when he told you he'd been arrested and charged with affray?
Yeah, that was a really strange moment. You know, as a community club, there was a lot of question marks over it. I personally was very strong in the sense of nothing changes. He has to do what he has to do, but he's a Watford player. Fortunately, you know, the powers that be stuck by that.
People who would be respected in the game, you know, and I was quite taken back by it, to be honest. It was quite, you know, thinking, all right, he's made a mistake. We've all made mistakes in life, you know. I don't need somebody like you to come and throw it at me, you know.
The details were sketchy. As you can appreciate. And it was only weeks and weeks later when we got the CCTV and we actually had a look what actually happened, that the seriousness was evident. The one thing I would say about that, at no point did Troy try to hide from his responsibilities. And I know now he still looks back at that with a certain amount of shame about what occurred. But it was a turning point. And the strength of that is, do you take that on the chin and do you grow as a human being? And he did.
I was still adamant, and I would told him so. Yeah, all right, we'll see. That's you know, I didn't get into any arguments about it. I just thought, well, we'll see. And I'm sure his ability, once the penny drops with young players, you'll see a player, you know.
The club handled it extremely well. Sean Dyche particularly managed it brilliantly when he became manager. And Troy repaid him in spades, by the way. I mean, he scored an awful lot of goals for Sean and moved them away from the relegation zone. I think he got them up to 10th that season.
He's seen an awful lot of difficult times in his life, and I think that makes you stronger. It can make you fold, or it can make you stronger, and it's made him stronger.
Well, it's been a long-term project at the club, and I think players take different times to develop in their belief. We spoke early season about someone being the next one for Danny Graham, and young Marvin left, and then we're looking for the next one to be their version of them, and Troy's standing up to the plate at the moment and nicked another goal today. You know, if you talk about a club, a community club that wants to develop and help people, then you can't just take all the good stuff. You can't just develop and help when it's all good news. Sometimes you've got to help people when it's not such good news, and I thought that was important.
To his family's credit and to his credit, that he's developed everything that he's learnt over the years and got to the stage where he is now, which is the most pleasing thing for me.
It's well documented what happened with Troy getting a prison sentence. The chat came on various visits that I made to prison to see Troy when he was in Warrington. And we had long chats then about the fact that literally it wasn't a case he might have 1 or 2 chances when he came out. He would have one chance only. And if he didn't take that one chance, and if there was any setbacks at all, that was the end of any form of football career.
I looked like a 1970s bodybuilder on my first day back at Watford. For 3 months in prison, I had a haircut and I'd been throwing the weights around.
Well, it was a little bit scrappy, but as I say, I don't get foolish by that. I just threw into people's eyes and I try to understand what can offer, what they can do, and with Troy immediately understood it was, was perfect for us.
The prison sentence had taken him into the final year of his contract, and he was going to be a Bosman at the end of it. And he came back and was a bit part player to start off with, eventually got in the team, and when he got in the team, he never stopped scoring. And every week, I remember I used to have Gianluca Nani at that time call me and say, can we do a new, I was going to do the accent then, but I'll forgive you the accent. Can we do a new contract for Troy? And I said, well, what do you want to offer, Gianfranco? And the offer was never enough. And eventually it got round to April. At that point, I think Troy was on 20 plus goals. And we settled on a new deal. And it was a very good new deal, hard earned by Troy. And after that, we never looked back. He never looked back.
We knew how important it was for us. And also we knew how important Watford would be for him. So it was a perfect combination. I think it was a no-loser situation. And again, as I said, we enjoy each other's company because he liked what we were doing on the pitch, and he helped us. He helped me and the whole team, to make what we were doing on the pitch more successful. So it was a perfect combination.
I remember going into Gianfranco's office and he told me I was the 7th choice striker, but I told him to give me a week to prove myself, and he turned out to be the manager who got the best out of me.
I did have that conversation. Obviously, I wanted him very motivated. I knew his character. So I knew that I needed to give him a little push. And but I loved the answer he gave me. He said to me, fine, I accept the challenge, and give me the time to work on myself, and I will prove you that I'm not going to be the 7th.
I was talking to Daniel Pudil, and we just like discussing what footballer can do, like if going to the prison, and then we finished that conversation, and after a couple of months, like we never come back about that conversation because he showed the quality on the pitch, and nobody cares if he was in the prison or not.
I do remember the first game he played when he was certainly wasn't, his preparation wasn't great, but he came in and immediately made a difference for everyone, not only for the team, for the crowd, and so I immediately realized he was perfect player for us.
I think, well, obviously I can only speak from like September time, but I think before I came back we wasn't really doing too well, and obviously a lot of players coming in transitional period, and the gaffer trying to get people playing a certain style of football. Obviously once that clicked, we really did tear teams apart.
The Huddersfield game was important. We changed the system for that game. I think we needed to do something to give a little bit more balance to the team, and we played a fantastic game. Troy scored the winner with the penalty, I think, if I remember well, and it was great. It was just the beginning. Probably in that game we change pace really.
I know from the beginning his strong fella up front, you know, winning the headers, fight with the defenders, and that's helped me. And I was playing on the pitch, like help him with my movements, you know, to find the best partnership is possible. And I think like our connection was very special.
Deeney. Now look at the pace of Vydra. He's too quick for everyone here. He's through. Matěj Vydra. Beautiful goal. Fine finish. Pace, precision. Pretty much perfect scoreline for Watford, who lead 3-1.
Me and Troy had a very strong confrontation, and one of them was in the second year, where there were a lot of difficulties, some problems with the club, some issues with the club, and the results were not going very well. And Troy, as normally, is very straightforward on these things. But I felt in that moment that it wasn't necessary to be that, you know, we needed more to get together rather than be strong with each other. So I remember there was a meeting, I can't remember exactly what, before which game it was, but it was during the week we had a meeting, and actually it was after a game. It was the day we started the training after a match, and so I got this meeting, and I was quite strong with everyone, but in particular with him. I faced him straight away, and I did what I thought it was completely wrong in what he was doing. And strangely, Troy didn't say anything, and you know, he took it on. I remember that at the end of, because also it was a conversation in which I didn't accept anybody to speak after I spoke. I let everybody speak before, and I said, okay, now I speak, and nobody is allowed to speak after me. And I was very, very hard, especially with him, but I appreciate his reaction. He said to me, we went into the training session, and he came to me and he said, Coach, he said, I'm so sorry to have upset you, and maybe you thought I was going against you or whatever. I wasn't helping. And he said, but I want to let you know that you are, you know, a coach that I respect a lot, not only as a coach, but as a person. So if I did something wrong, I apologize.
I can't actually remember where I was, apart from my reaction involved sort of like running around a room somewhere when he actually got the winning goal. It was unbelievable. And that sends shivers down your spine and brings a lot of people to tears when they watch that. Even now, it's just an iconic goal. And the celebration. I'm not sure he's happy with the physique when he took the shirt off. I think that might have actually improved over the years. But what a great moment. Zola and Troy. Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably the greatest goal ever scored at Vicarage Road, isn't it, as far as the impact? Can we think of another one?
Forestieri. Here's Hogg. Deeney! Do not scratch your eyes. You are really seeing the most extraordinary finish here.
When you do that perfect execution without, hesitating anything, it shows that the kind of a person, the personality you have. So it was magnificent moment. I think that is one of my best moments in football. That doesn't include only the coaching moments, but also the football moments.
The aim is to get in the Premier League. I'm not going to be sitting here saying, oh, I'm happy to just kick my feet up now. I've got 4 years, that'll see me through till I'm 30. Anybody that knows me, I'm not that way inclined. I want to go and be better than last year. And ultimately, you want to have a legacy, whether that be winning things or just people coming back like 10 years down the line and people like, oh yeah, still know who I am. That's the sort of thing that I want to do.
With him, team was more brave. They are feel more power, and more strong. It was really important for the team. It's like for don't use some wrong words, but it's like kids where the father is with them. They are more brave, more stronger. This is sensation what I have where I have this guy on the field.
How good was Troy? I know when I was in Spain there before I come, I know he scored a lot of goals. He's scoring, he's doing well. He and Vydra then before I joined the team. So when I joined the team and I started playing with him in championship, I think he's one of the best finishers I've played with.
Troy scored a lot of the goals, 18 goals. For another side, I am working with 4 really important strikers like Ighalo, Matěj, Vydra, Fernando Forestieri, and him too. And all these people score the goals and score important goals.
It's not only physical, it's not only strong, but it takes his chance when it comes, you know. He's a good finisher, he's a good goal scorer, you know. So his attribute is very strong when he gets the ball. If we give Troy 3 chances out of in a game, he's gonna score like 2, you know. So it's a good finisher, I would say.
He scored a lot of the goals, but his personality and his character push us in right direction. It's in this time, like 2 more experienced and 2 more important character in the dressing room was Aurelio Gomez and him. And in the tough moments, always they find the right words. They push the team in the right direction.
I try to take things off people that I've been around. Obviously, Eusty's been a massive one. Tommy Mooney, when I was at Warsaw, he was captain. And I think they're the sort of people that you can look to in times of, if we go for a sticky patch, you can either give him the ball, or, you know, Mooney's case used to be, if he was struggling, just kick it up top and he'll, with his own flick on, and, you know, win a foul or something, and just relieve the pressure. Obviously, my role would be more, you know, scoring goals, I'd imagine. The same thing as Mooney, but scoring goals as well, and you know, trying to get the fans involved. That's probably my big thing, I think. Trying to keep us all as one and all goes in the right direction.
If you find the best connection with the strikers, and you're doing well, which we can say like we did 2 years together, which we played 2 years together, and like we exactly knew where the other striker are on the pitch if we play together, and all the time trying to play to each other, help to each other, which I was so happy, because, you know, when the team winnings and you find the best partnership what you can find, which I can say the Troy was my best partnership in my football career. So, you know, like, I felt like we played together for all 10 years, which he was in Watford.
I've never had a partnership like Troy in my whole career. I've played with a lot of strikers, like a twin striker and all that, but me and Troy are something different, you know.
Troy is an unselfish footballer. So sometimes when the team needs him to drop into midfield, Troy, for me, could be greedier as a striker. If he was greedier, Troy would have 15 goals plus a season. The fact that he's selfless and puts team before himself means that he's averaged probably 1 in 3 games, and he could have pushed that better. He's got the ability to be a lot more prolific than that.
I can't really remember the games, but I know we play like 3-4 games together, and the way we move, the way he makes run, the way I make my run, it's like we even discussed that before the game, you know, but we did not discuss anything. We did not talk about it. We did not even train. Sometimes you don't even know he's going to start the game. But when we go inside the pitch, if he move this way, I already know what he's trying to do. If I move this way, you already know what I want to do, you know. So the thing just click, you know.
He scored against Boro at home. It was a tough game for us. Boro in this time was in high level, and this day he scored the goal. This day he's working with the team. This day he take a decision. Okay, I will win this game. Depend how Troy Deeney wake up. Sometimes if he wants, he can make a lot of the things.
I'm not selfish, just like I think he is not selfish too, so that's maybe why we played so well together, scored so many goals, helped the team, you know, be in the final, then second year promoted, which Ighalo helped too, because, you know, Troy had, I don't know, 24 goals, Ighalo over 20, I had 16, which is incredible for the team in championship to have 3 strikers score over 15 goals, you know.
This is after the Brighton game where we arrive in our training camp, and we know we are a Premier League team.
I don't normally get emotional.
Was a strange celebration in the bus, and where we go outside of the bus, I don't know what I need to do it, and he don't know too, and I believe we take a decision for, I don't see well, but I believe we take a decision for drink one beer on the parking around in training ground. What I says, I cannot say we are best friend, but at the end our relationship was successful. I respect him and everything what is around him, and at the end, I believe with the time he starts to respect me and us, people who is working with him more than in the beginning.
The next time we see you on the pitch, it's going to be in the Premier League. Just how excited are you to have Premier League football playing in front of these supporters?
I'm very happy. Are you not happy?
Watford FC! Watford FC! Watford FC! Watford FC! Watford FC! Come on, Ed!
Well, my first impression of Deeney was like I can touch the skin of the Watford.
Might have got a bit meaty and slow. Don't put things there. Don't say that. No.
We took the Premier League then by storm, where we are destroying defenders, scoring goals and all that, you know.
He was the right player to shoot that penalty, and all of us were in his hands, in his foot. But I was sure, I trust him.